welcome back to Hot 97 News. You know we got to get back into these Epstein files, only because there are legitimate developments. And the one that everybody's talking about today is that the Clintons have agreed to testify in the House Epstein investigation ahead of the contempt of Congress vote. They're about to be held in contempt of Congress because they were supposed to show up, because they were subpoenaed to show up to testify about their relations with Jeffrey Epstein, and they didn't. And so now they're saying, okay, we will testify.
That's good. That's good. It sounds like they was about to testify because they might have went to jail or something. They would have been held accountable for real if they pull up. Nah. You don't think they would have ever went to jail?
Nah, I think it's deeper than that, bro. I think it's deeper than why they coming in now. It's like, either something's in them files that I don't know.
Yeah.
I just don't know, but knowing Clinton, they stood 10 toes down of not coming in. Why would they come in now? Something's going on.
Not only that, but Clinton has said, or their spokesperson, I can't remember who it was, who said something to the effect of, if you want to drop some of these files, make sure you drop all of them. As if we know that this is not it, because we know what should be in there. That's how I took it. Now, I will say that Republican Representative James Comer said that there's no formal agreement yet. Nothing's in writing. There's no date that's been set. But the Clintons' attorney says that they are going to appear for their depositions on just a date that both sides agree to. So some people just don't believe it yet. This could just be talking. Other people say, okay, it's great. The Clintons are basically saying, we are going to be the example of people who are not afraid to come up and talk to Congress about what we know about Jeffrey Epstein because we're innocent. So,
That's what you call getting in front of it before it happens. That's what you call getting in front of it before it happened. Before your name gets slandered, let me go ahead and get in front of it and tell my truth real quick, and then we gonna let everything else happen. But yeah, that is getting in front of it.
See, I took it as like they're in a burning building and they just said, you know what? Since it's already burning, we're going to burn this whole thing down.
Yeah.
We're going to burn this whole swamp down. I'm not going to be the only one to get taken down because of it.
listen, because if they are under oath and they just happen to drop some names under oath, I mean, like, they could blow it all up if they actually know something. You know, of course, they claim they're innocent of anything and there's nothing here and this is just a witch hunt on them. So, yeah, go under oath and talk about it. I think that's great. Grill them. Grill all these people. You know what I mean? And if they're innocent, then they're going to be innocent. But I don't think anybody should shy away from an investigation. I will say if it were me who were being accused of these kind of allegations, I'd be running to the nearest television to tell everything I know.
Yeah.
Running to the nearest, Bible to put my hand down to tell everything I know. The fact that this has gotten so messy is like, who are you people protecting?
Right. Who are you protecting? And that's the real question that I've had to just sit and look at, because when they're saying that it's a witch hunt and they're being targeted, Trump was in those files too. So who is the people that need to be held accountable? Is it just Trump? No. Is it just the Gates, or is it the rich? That's the people that's being targeted right now.
All three.
Or is it all of the above? And that's where, I always hated the argument that if there were anything in the files, the Democrats would have been used it on Trump. I think they're all in there. I think literally
everybody,
people from both parties, this is mutually assured destruction if we expose Trump. So we're going to expose nobody. I think this just dropped and I don't know, it's become kind of like a bomb on them. I don't even think they ever thought this was going to happen in this way, because remember, this all kind of got started because there was a group of there's a group of lawmakers who basically had to sign a petition that said, hey, we want to talk about this. You guys will not bring a bill to the floor to talk about releasing these Epstein files. So we're going to all get together in a bipartisan way and sign a petition that we are going to force us to vote on this. And even then, it just seemed like it wasn't going to make it to, through both houses. It wasn't going to make it to the Senate, it wasn't going to make it through the House, wasn't going to get signed by the president. But then it was, and it was like, oh, okay, so they're really doing this. And then the date went by. December 19th, they're supposed to drop all the files. They dropped like 1% of them and then didn't give us anything else for weeks. And everybody's like, this is illegal. Why does nobody have to obey the law around here? So then they just randomly dropped 3.5 million files on Friday. And they've claimed this whole time that the delay has been because they were diligently going through and redacting victims' personal sensitive information. Lo and behold, victims are saying that there are dozens of nude photos unredacted in the files right now.
That's sick. That is sick.
Bro,
Sick, bruh. That is sick, dog.
So what have y'all been doing this whole time? If you dropped 3.5 million files and there's still allegedly nude photos getting dropped, names getting dropped. I mean, this is according to the New York Times. Justice Department published dozens of unredacted nude images on its website showing young women or possibly teenagers, according to the New York Times, whose photos were contained in the files. What have you guys been doing?
Oh, that's so sick.
It's crazy.
That's so sick.
It's not clear whether they're minors or not. According to this article, they say that the people in the photos appeared to be young. Some images reportedly seem to show the private island of Jeffrey Epstein, including a beach. Others images that they say were taken in bedrooms and other just private spaces. And this was not supposed to happen. A Justice Department spokeswoman said that they were working around the clock to address any victim concerns and additional redactions of any personally identifiable information.
You couldn't have.
What have you guys been doing?
Couldn't have. You couldn't have if you let this slip through. Bro, you're talking about Epstein. You're not talking about no regular files.
Yeah.
This should have been taken so seriously to the point where y'all should have been stayed up for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 days trying to make sure things was perfect. Bro, y'all are creating issues that don't need to be created. All we wanted to see, and I'm saying we as in, the people.
Yeah.
We just wanted to see what was in these because we deserve to see who is leading our country.
Yes.
These are the sick people that are leading our country. What have they been doing for the past some years? Like, what have they been doing? So y'all had one job and all y'all had to do was literally take the time. And I'm not even saying that from a viewer standpoint. I'm saying it from a victim standpoint.
Yeah.
Bro, you got people that came and they wanted to read these too. And they had to reread and be like, oh snap, that's me.
That's me.
Oh my God, that's me. Imagine one of those victims opening up the files and then seeing themselves in that file, bro. Like, and then every single memory comes back.
Or their family and friends.
Come on, man.
Is this you?
Come on, man.
And then oh my God. You know what I mean? And so, yeah, they released 2,000 videos, 180,000 images. The Justice Department said that a team of more than 500 lawyers and reviewers were poring over all of this. Remember, that's kind of the excuse a lot of people were giving them. Oh, they got to redact things and they got to make sure it's all clear to protect the victims. And it's like, how do we know that they were actually really caring so much about the victims versus all the other powerful people who are potentially in here?
Mm-hmm.
How is nobody going to jail? That's why I really don't understand about the Clintons. What are the Clintons showing up to testify about? Nobody's going to jail. They already looked through all the files and said, nothing to see here. Nothing to prosecute here. So what are the Clintons doing testify about what? They've already got the files and said that there's nothing. I mean, what are we doing here? Wasting a morning?
Yeah, unless they go up there and say something like the most craziest things that we haven't heard.
Yeah.
Like, oh, this happened. I
Yep.
bet y'all ain't know this about the files. I bet you. Unless they go up there and say that, who gives?
Yeah.
Like, who gives? Nobody cares, bruh. Nobody cares. We want to know what's really going on. I'm sick of living in the world. I think we live in this world now. None of this matters. No, dog, I've been working on the show for the past month. I'm starting to realize that all this stuff matters.
Yes.
All of it matters. It matters. What we do, what these people are doing behind these scenes, it matters, bruh. It matters a lot. So we want to know. All I'm saying is we want to know.
Because you guys are potentially making the rules for the rest of us.
Come on, bro.
We got to abide by this stuff.